Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to Wake Up with Customer Platform, the unofficial HubSpot morning show where we help you discover the platform you already own. I'm Chris Carolan, and every weekday at 6 a.m. Central, we're here to make sure you're not sleeping on HubSpot's true capabilities. If you're joining live, drop a quick hello in the comments and let me know what you're building in HubSpot today. For replay viewers, timestamps are in the comments below. If we're watching on YouTube, let's wake up to what's happening in the HubSpot ecosystem. Didn't do the thing over the weekend to get caught up, but luckily the team is taking it slow out of the gate, and only see a couple updates from yesterday, which I'm going to get into momentarily. But you might remember on Friday, I went over the object overview that I've been working on using a new tool called Gamma. And it kind of went crazy over the weekend to build out a whole site, yourcustomerplatform.com, that I'll show you in a second. But here's why. And again, we're always trying to bridge the gap between point solutions, between thinking of HubSpot as a set of point solutions and selling it that way, servicing that way, building it that way, and taking it to customer platform level. Why? Stuff like this. So, Bridget Pyne yesterday brings up the lovely topic of lead scoring. Um, some people swear by it. Some people swear at it. Most I know swear at it. That's for sure. HubSpot dropped their new lead scoring model last year to make life easier for all of us. But I'm seeing a lot of people not using it still. Quick call for help. We're running a training session next week, and I want to make sure it's actually useful. It'd be good to know if you're using the lead scoring model in HubSpot. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Share with me the good, the bad, the why isn't this working moments. So this concept that I'm going to continue driving home, this addiction to leads and where it came from, and understanding all of the bad practices and bad behavior it causes. Lead scoring is one of the shiniest objects that leaders will latch onto when they look for growth or look for trying to understand the value or explain the value of a platform like HubSpot. I have personally now, and I haven't seen, you know, my sample size is limited. I have yet to see a good lead scoring uh, implementation execution. Good meaning that the scores are trusted by everybody. Marketing and sales is aligned on what they mean and how the scores got built. And sales, has a complete trust in the marketing team that the score I'm looking at, I'm if I call this person and they're scoring 100, they're ready to buy, or they're ready to move to the next level. They're ready to get a demo. And it's just so challenging to try and basically score the customer journey, the buyer journey in that way. And I think it's this base of, feeling like we always need the leads, like this concept of lead gen and qualification. And like, it just doesn't make sense for most businesses. And we're starting to see the impacts of that every day. If we weren't, already, I like Bob Baum here. It says, if you ask me, lead scoring is a pipe dream. I've always thought of it as a way to prioritize your qualified leads. So these are already qualified leads that lead scoring helps you rank on the likelihood that they'll close and or the quality of the resulting deal. Good for when you have so many qualified leads that you struggle to prioritize them, which, let's face it, is almost never. But like Kevin Van Beer said, it's been somehow mismarketed by vendors or misinterpreted by marketers as a way to do the qualification itself. Mobile open plus 10 points. The real world just doesn't work like that. Amen. Amen. And this challenge individual contributors and marketers especially have had when they're stuck between trying to invest in a tool like HubSpot, bring a tool like HubSpot in. This is one of those quick wins that you think you can get, but then you set the tone for what HubSpot's going to be. And that is the leads tool, the lead management tool, the lead nurturing tool, right? So that's why I'm putting so much effort into building this bridge of knowledge to the customer platform away from point solutions like lead management, right? Um, so I'd love for you guys to check out this site, work in progress, as I learn how to use Gamma, this app. But right now, we've got this homepage. It's going to be a place where I start holding or start publishing content from these shows. But trying to start with the, I guess, quote unquote basics that I haven't really seen addressed in most places yet. And that's things like covering the object profiles, which we went over on Friday. Shout out to Maggie Mursky, who I was showing this yesterday and realized I didn't have the subscription object on this page. I had a subscription object profile, but I did not have it on the overview page. And this is something I'm really excited about, these object profile pages. So I'd love any feedback on what you guys want to see or expect to see on these profile pages to help us cross this gap of HubSpot being much more than a point solution and much more than just contacts, companies, and deals. So these pages will have, they'll have, pipeline examples, property sets that you might expect to see on objects. So I would love feedback. And then the other thing I'll hit on is this value path framework, replacing the idea of a customer life cycles as we know them, and really focusing on this concept of path to value. Credit to Joshua Oakes for planting this seed in my head when he's violently reacted to the use of the phrase customer journey. Not violent, but strongly reacted to the, it's another thing. People think that they can control the customer journey just by creating touch point maps and all this stuff. And it just can lead you down the wrong path, not the path to value. So really starting to define our stages, which I had started doing a lot last year, from the perspective of the humans that we're trying to serve: audience, researcher, hand raiser, hero, value creator, adopter, advocate, and champion. And a value creator feels kind of awkward in here, but it's grew on me quickly, because what this was the customer stage, right? And I like to think about things from the perspective of, if it's a customer journey and the moment that there's value exchanged, even from an email address, let's say, you could start to refer to uh, the person you're trying to serve as a customer at that point. And when you do, you design the customer experience for the whole journey, not just for when they give you money, right? So if that's the case, why are we waiting until stage 5 to call them a customer? And then as I dug into it more with Claude, it's like so often because what I had here was I choose you, right, as the customer. Like in the hero stage, we're considering options. Hero stands for highly empowered revenue opportunity. Uh, and if we've closed, that means we're choosing you. So I had this saying, I choose you. Um, and the fact is, how often is it handed off to somebody who had nothing to do with the decision, right? And I think a lot of handoffs go poorly and a lot of onboardings go poorly because you're assuming that the person you start working with is already bought in and understands everything that's going on, when so often that's very far from the truth. It doesn't mean they're working against you, but when you come in assuming they know everything and all of us and they don't and they weren't involved and all of a sudden it's their responsibility to implement this software or tool or piece of equipment and they're in charge of it and their boss made the decision or some other department made the decision. Yeah, they're not a customer yet. They don't even know you. There's no trust, right? um so what are they, and what are they trying to accomplish in that stage? Came up with value creator because they are tasked with creating value for the organization at that point. And I started to break it up uh into 3 levels because there's like individual contributor level, the manager level, and the leadership level, all tasked with starting to create value um, at this point. And that alignment is so important when it comes to onboarding and adoption because all of those roles are key in terms of getting the most value out of a system like HubSpot, but really in any case where the organization is we'll say big enough to have those 3 levels. When they're not aligned, you can tell very quickly, and we expect the individual contributor just to put everything on their back and create value, and it almost never works. Um, so, uh, would love to hear any feedback. I'll continue highlighting this um, and continue building um, stuff rough around the edges right now, learning how to use uh, Gamma as a tool to create visual, content. I've been working with Claude for a while to develop all this material in trying to educate, and I've been looking for that thing that allows me to um, that allows me to just take it from Claude immediately into website. And it looks like this is going to be that thing. And I just can't help but show anybody uh, who is in a position to see it how this works, because this is, when we talk about everything changing and being prepared in various ways for this AI transition that we're going to see in 2025. Um, just going to add value path here. Um, the game is changing. So learning how to use tools like this, I won't go into all the details here. And I'm actually going to add one more piece, that little implementation guidance here related to the topic. which we can just add down here, get rid of the leaders. Got 8 cards. And we'll click generate. So very actively trying to learn how these new tools work. This is a spot where, sometimes it doesn't give me the best contrast, which is an easy fix here. Oh, that's an interesting background. That's half the reason I do this. Like it just lets you see uh it's creativity on another level, for sure, at least for me. And these so many times there's just images I never would have come up with. Uh like this one. Um but really cool tool that I'm starting to use, and uh just to kind of get the information out there in a different way. Learned a lot doing shows last year. Going to continue doing that, but want to start to create some more evergreen resources, to start to bring the story together. Uh, and this tool is going to be central to that, I think. Um, so let's get to the topic at hand. Uh, Happy to show anybody, more stuff on that front. I guess I should finish finish this process where this is where we publish. Uh, so we just double check the URL here, value path management level, uh, and then we say publish. And now we have a public facing website page right here. A lot of this I'm building into uh, into the hope that I can go multi-folder levels at some point. Uh, Definitely not meant for sophisticated websites at this point, um, but I think for most people, this will, you know, um, it lowers the barrier, just like a lot of AI tools can. So if you've been thinking about a website you've been wanting to do for a long time, um, and don't need all the bells and whistles of all the other tools out there, this is just so powerful to kind of work with Claude or GPT and say like, let's build out a website. See if I can. Uh, I don't know if I did it over here. Here, structuring an educational website. This was after creating all the content. Uh, I did some logo work. Um, but let's build a web map, and started to, help with that through Claude, and now translating it into visual website um, is the route. So be cool to see feedback on that. I'll continue highlighting that as we go, especially as it relates to the object profiles and value path, among other things. Back to our updates page. UI extensibility, intuitive and efficient API for calling serverless functions. What is it? Developers building UI extensions for private apps can now use more intuitive and efficient API with HubSpot.serverless to call serverless functions so they can avoid unnecessary prop drilling when calling serverless function in subcomponents. 2, get response that results in resolved promise regardless of the outcome. Success is presented as status success response and failure is presented as a status error message. Limitation: calling HubSpot.serverless outside of the component is not supported. Some links to some resources here. How does it work? Uh, there's some code here that I'm not going to read through, but who gets it? All enterprise accounts. I'm just going to assume that all this is great. I don't really know about this stuff. I know a lot of progress has been made with UI extensions for private apps, especially as it relates to serverless functions, uh, but not my ballpark here. So I'll just get some feedback from HubSpot developers out there. How excited are you guys about this? Um, Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, simple properties. Create time since and time until properties. What is it? Users can now create two types of calculated properties in their CRM: time since, which displays the time past; time until, which displays the time remaining. These properties will display the time since or the time until today, another date, or date time property. Why does it matter? This functionality enables CRM users to filter, report on, and sort by the time since or time until an event. As a result, users will generate better insights from their CRM. For example, users could quickly search for deals that haven't been opened in more than 3 days, average time until my contracts expire, contacts who have not been engaged in the past 30 days. How does it work? There's a nice link to a demo here. Users can find these new calculated properties through the following paths: object settings, properties, create property, field type, calculation, time since. Likewise for time until. Once you have selected time since or time until, choose a custom date, default date, or date time property as the input. Since this property is created, you cannot switch between time since and time until calculations. For example, if you select create date, the newly created property will display time since create date as its value. This value can be negative or positive. If the date selected is after today, time since would display as a negative value. You can filter on time since and time until properties in the following places: index pages, report builder for single object reports, reports list for portals participating in the CRM filtering in reports beta, single report viewer dashboard for portals participating in the CRM filtering in reports beta, lists, workflows, notes. Time since and time until properties cannot be used in calculated properties or as the inputs in rollup properties. They can be used in sync properties. You will be able to filter on time since and time until properties using the following operators: value is less than, value is greater than, value is known, value is unknown. These properties are not yet supported on mobile. These properties will not be supported in the datasets tool. You will not be able to create custom field mappings for these properties. Who gets it? All Pro and Enterprise Edition hubs. Um, I, I would guess there's a lot of low-hanging fruit here in terms of this property, especially when it comes to building out portals and supporting customer-facing teams and sharing information with their customers, with their prospects about their journey, and just staying top of mind with workflows that trigger off of time since and time until activity. Man, especially when it's post sales and we're proactively managing accounts. It's been this long since your last review. Your your next preventative maintenance is coming up in 30 days. Here's what you need to know. All of this stuff, people have built some pretty crazy workflows to support getting that automation in place when they do. But I think more often than not, people don't. And you just have all these tasks that pop up, all these notifications that pop, and then somebody's manually supposed to reach out, you know. So really cool to see that scheduled for release January 15th, 2025, 8 days away. Custom dashboard access in development. Safe harbor statement at the beginning here. What is it? Custom dashboard access enhances dashboard permissions by allowing users to set different access levels for specific users or teams within the same dashboard. We replace current permissions, example, private, everyone can view, only specific users can edit, with a more granular system to support diverse collaboration needs. With the current all or nothing permission model, users face challenges in ensuring data security for sensitive dashboards, collaborating effectively without oversharing or limiting access, managing complex use cases involving cross functional teams. Granular permissions solve these issues by allowing users to assign view only or edit access to specific users and teams within a dashboard, tailor permissions to meet the unique needs of diverse collaborators, enhance data privacy without sacrificing usability. This one's so key. Usually we err on the side of privacy, even in cases where you don't even need it. You're just not sure about who could see it. And then when you try to share it with somebody, it's like, oh, you don't have permission to see that. Let me update the permissions. Um, Trying to make that kind of clunky cross team collaboration go away. Because I'm just going to share it on my screen during the video call, anyways. And then that person's going to screenshot it. You know the deal. Uh, why does it matter? Users can now assign both view only and view plus edit permissions at the same time for any dashboard. Um, Mind you, this is in development, so you can't do this yet. And it's not a beta to sign up for yet. So some point in the future, you'll be able to do that. Not right now. How does it work? Set base permissions. Users can set default permissions for the entire dashboard. Example, everyone can view. Add exceptions, add user or team specific overrides such as view only, edit access. This is probably super important to manage all the seat changes too, since we're going to have view only users. Or maybe not, but I think we're going to continue to see development of user permissioning all over the platform. Who gets it? All hubs and editions when it's ready. But this is a in development effort. Likewise, we have multiple permission sets per user. Another forward-looking statement, as this is in development. What is it? Admins can seamlessly assign multiple permission sets to a user, enabling combinations of permissions. Why does it matter? This functionality reduces administrative overhead by allowing admins to assign multiple permission sets to a user, eliminating the need for numerous custom sets or manual management of individual permissions. It also minimizes errors, especially for users with multiple roles or slightly elevated permissions, such as those involved in both sales and marketing. How does it work? When updating user access, admins can assign multiple permission sets. Users will obtain the maximum access level from the assigned sets. Who gets it? Content Hub Enterprise, Marketing Hub Enterprise, Operations Hub Enterprise, Sales Hub Enterprise, Service Hub Enterprise, all of the enterprises, generally where you find the complex permissioning. So hats are officially on their way. So if you wear many hats, or if you're somebody on your team is wearing a lot of hats, um, you don't have to just rush over and give them super admin access. You could just assign them the 5 hats that they somehow have accrued over the years, or when the rest of the team um, is not available to help. Uh, cool. I do think that will be valuable, kind of being uh, a little down on what that enables. But the fact it happens, like people wear a lot of hats, and this will be a great way to, probably highlight, like use this as a gateway to communicate all the different aspects of the portal and what needs to be managed in it. I think a big trap is that just because somebody who's wearing many hats can come in and use HubSpot to serve all those hats, it's easy to think, oh, they can handle it. Like there's no problem with them having multiple hats. But then it's impossible to keep up with all the things generally. Store highly sensitive data in HubSpot CRM. This has been uh, in beta for a while. Expected release February 4th, 2025. Uh, this is a fun one because of the different levels of sensitivity and our labels for them. What is it? HubSpot super admins can now create highly sensitive properties, which are custom properties designed to store highly sensitive information such as social security numbers or full bank account numbers. Highly sensitive data properties have click to decrypt functionality, specific access restrictions, and are protected by an extra layer of platform encryption. Please refer to the sensitive data terms or HubSpot's Trust Center to understand which HubSpot features are supported. Why does it matter? By adding the ability to store highly sensitive data in HubSpot Smart CRM, we are empowering organizations to fuel their go-to-market engine with more complete and unified customer profile. Unified customer profile. I love it. Provided they have the right permissions, sales, marketing, and service teams, provided they have the right permissions, sales, marketing, and service teams alike can now safely view, store, and use this sensitive customer data to deliver more personalized, delightful customer experiences. How does it work? To store highly sensitive information in your HubSpot account, users on enterprise portals with super admin permissions can turn on the sensitive data setting. Once the setting is turned on, you can create custom highly sensitive data properties that store highly sensitive information. If you're looking to upload highly sensitive CRM attachments, you can do this manually to CRM records via notes, email, forms, and highly sensitive file properties. Creating custom highly sensitive data properties. In settings, go to properties and create a new property as you normally would. In the second step, you can now specify whether this property should be non-sensitive, sensitive, or highly sensitive property. Finish creating a highly sensitive property. You can now use it in the record page and index page, as well as a handful of other tools. Additionally, you can also view highly sensitive properties on the HubSpot mobile app. Please refer to the sensitive data terms page to understand which types of highly sensitive data you can and cannot store. It's got some links to some API documentation here for integrations. When you view highly sensitive property values, users with permission will click to decrypt to view and edit the values of highly sensitive properties. The value of a highly sensitive property will be shown as star, 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 star initially. When users click show value, the value of the property will be shown, allowing them to edit. Upon refresh, the value of the property will be re-hidden. These click to decrypt views will then be tracked in the audit logs. The experience appears in a similar way on iOS and Android in the Record About tab. See, these are the kinds of things like it took a while to get here. I mean, there's so many layers to this, and to deliver it in a usable fashion like this is awesome. Um, how good is it to store data in your system if your team cannot access it on behalf of the customers easily? Who gets it? Sensitive data is available on enterprise subscriptions. Very big development in 2024. Look forward to seeing more highly sensitive data environments get more from HubSpot. Um, Data entry suggestions are being sunset or were sunset. This was probably a great learning experience for the team. And it shows they can act in multiple ways thanks to beta. They don't always just push all of the developments forward. Through customer feedback, we learned our current suggestions are not accurate enough to be helpful, and the user experience is more disruptive than helpful. Although data entry suggestions are a much needed feature, in order to maintain our product's quality, we will sunset this feature. HubSpot will reconsider this feature once we have more accurate suggestions. That's a good plan. I think they'll have more accurate suggestions shortly, or maybe we'll just develop for our AI, native interface that will be here by the end of next year, or end of this year. I mean, end of next year. It's so far away. And AI timelines. Dark mode preview in the marketing email editor. I have not seen this yet. What is it? The new dark mode preview in the marketing email editor provides the ability to quickly preview how your email will render in dark mode, allowing you to design your content for maximum impact across all devices. Why does it matter? Many email clients have a dark mode setting, which may lead to inconsistencies with how your marketing emails appear in clients with a brighter appearance enabled. So, this is the thing that lets you know that you don't have a transparent logo file. It is in a white box. That's probably your biggest takeaway here. So be prepared for that as soon as you click the button. The new dark mode preview in the marketing email editor provides the ability to quickly preview how your email may render in dark mode. How does it work? To see how your email will look when a contact opens it in a browser or client with dark mode enabled, in the email editor, navigate to marketing email, click the name of the existing drafted email in the secondary navigation. In the email editor, click the display options dropdown, then toggle dark mode on. The dark mode preview will be available on desktop and mobile view. In the email preview space is a separate So the first thing was in the email editor. Now we're in the email preview space. Navigate to marketing email, click the name of an existing drafted email in the top navigation, the email editor, select preview as a contact. Click the display options drop down in the top right of the screen, then toggle dark mode on. Who gets it? All hubs and tiers. So no more excuses for sending out your white rectangle logo. Um, that is surely against your branding guidelines. Connected data for multiple HubSpot accounts. This is a private beta. Hello. What is it? With connected data, teams can view customer interactions across multiple connected accounts, which improves teamwork across the platform. Why does it matter? Connected data enhances teamwork by allowing team members to view and access customer interactions across HubSpot accounts, enabling, for instance, a sales representative from a different business entity within the organization to see a contact's purchase history, even if they are a user in a separate account. I am excited for this. How does it work? This will be a limited alpha for 10 customers. If you're interested in trying this functionality, you'll need to request to join this beta. Then the product manager, Mark Miller, will reach out to you to confirm that you will benefit from the feature uh, and understand how it will work. Then HubSpot will enable the feature for you. To benefit from this feature, you must have multiple HubSpot accounts that meet the following requirements. You can only connect enterprise accounts. You must be a super admin in both accounts. That's going to be awkward. The source and destination accounts must be hosted in the same location. Source and destination accounts must both be production accounts. The source account sharing data must not store sensitive data in HubSpot at all. Got a knowledge base article here. This is very cool. Business units don't always get the job done anymore, and people need separate HubSpot portals. But very cool that we can now, there's a path towards connecting them. Copy automated marketing emails and forms from one HubSpot account to another. What is it? Customers can now copy automated marketing emails from an enterprise account to another enterprise account. This feature is beneficial to those customers with multiple HubSpot accounts. Why does it matter? Upmarket customers with multiple HubSpot accounts want to be able to copy assets across account. Today, customers have to manually create assets from scratch in each account, although they might share a lot of similarities. This creates a lot of friction for marketers who work across multiple accounts and takes time away from their main day-to-day tasks. Very cool. Probably a small use case group right now, but I look forward to seeing this kind of feature set built out. Huge boon for any partners. Obviously, tools like Supered and the tool set at Data Warehouse help migrate things and create things from account to account. But generally, they don't want to. They don't always copy. Like, I'm not gonna. I'm not experts in those products, so I will not continue digging myself a hole there. Just making it easier to copy assets from portal to portal is a big deal. And make sure if you have enterprise accounts that you need to do that in an organization with multiple business units. Check it out. Migrate your existing knowledge base onto the new suite of customization tools. What is it? Our previous release of Our previous release, customization tools for new knowledge bases, required that users start from scratch to take advantage of new customization features. With this update, we offer an easy path for existing customers to migrate their legacy knowledge base to the new platform. Note this release is only applicable to customers that have legacy knowledge bases to migrate to the new tools. To confirm if you should be opting into this migration tool, check out our knowledge base dashboard and look for our legacy interface. If you see a configure drop down in lieu of the customize template and organize categories buttons, you're already taking advantage of our newest tools. New customization features in the knowledge base tool are outlined below. Themes, style your knowledge base fonts, colors, buttons, and more using 50 plus granular controls in the theme editor. Add custom fonts from the font picker of the theme editor. More on theme settings in this article with a link. Please note custom themes and developer tools are not supported for the knowledge base at this time. Almost there. Almost to full CMS functionality. We've had these knowledge base and customer portals and quotes all doing very CMS-like things, but not connected to that tool set. So good to see them moving in that direction. You can also manage navigation menus. Not only will you be able to style your navigation menu links in the theme editor, but there is now support for drop-down menu items. You can also reuse existing menus from any marketing or CMS hub content. More on navigation menus in this article. Editor. Edit article content in a revamped editor that reflects the look and feel of your configured styles. With this change, the article editor will be more consistent with our website page and blog post editing experiences. Yay! Use Breeze Copilot to edit and generate knowledge content. This is, oh man. I bet there's so many companies with Service Pro because they just have it as a part of the platform that have so much knowledge documentation sitting in user manuals and all these docs that are sitting in PDFs that you can now generate content from. And if you do that, all of a sudden you have useful chatbots and useful chat or useful agents in your HubSpot portal. Like, this is what I mean when I say content is key to helping the AI tools work for you. You already have it. You just need to get it into a digital format like this. Can also comment in the editor, add comments to individual articles for collaborative writing processes, approvals at the enterprise level, request approval before articles are published live, one-click publish, reduce superfluous clicks when publishing a knowledge base article. For those who like the streamlined experience of the old article editor, we have a new focus mode for the editor that zooms in on just the core article content. Management, enterprise only limit increase. Accounts with multiple knowledge bases can now add up to 25 knowledge bases. Refreshed management tools that will allow users to create saved views and easily filter articles using a management screen consistent with other content tools in HubSpot. Cloning. For the first time, it is possible to clone your knowledge base articles. Wow. For the first time. All right. Well, glad it's here. Language support. Rather than the 38 supported languages and locales available for, there are nearly 200 languages and locales supported for your articles, consistent with HubSpot's website page and blog post tools. And if you've got Breeze Copilot right there, it can help you take advantage of those nearly 200 languages and locales supported. Header HTML, it is now possible to add header and footer HTML across the entire knowledge base at once. Before, header HTML could only be applied at the individual article level. And we can query knowledge base data using GraphQL. Please note, custom themes and developer tools are not supported for the knowledge base at this time. Like we said, almost there. Why does it matter? For years, we've been hearing your feedback about the limits of styling knowledge base articles, especially when compared to other types of HubSpot hosted content like website pages and blog posts. The related post on the Ideas Forum is one of the top 10 most upvoted ideas in HubSpot history. Simple updates to navigation menu fonts or text alignment were not possible, and knowledge bases often couldn't match the branding of a main website. These updates are a big first step in addressing that pain. And users will have 90 days to begin the migration flow upon opt-in approval. We'll begin migrating any remaining users over in early 2025. Check out this quick overview and get started today. Who gets it? Service Pro and Service Enterprise. Knowledge base moving on up. That's been a struggle for the Service Hub. Introducing tools like that, but then having them not quite be up to snuff. Customer Portal is one of them. And glad to see that whole hub continuing to get better, continuing to improve, especially the CMS style. It's content management, right? And when you couldn't manage it like the other side of HubSpot's CMS, it's frustrating. But be frustrated no more. That experience sounds great, and I look forward to testing it out. That's our show for today. Remember, you probably already own the solution you're looking for in HubSpot. You just need to wake up to it. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central as we continue exploring platform value hiding in plain sight. If this was helpful, share it with another HubSpot user who needs this wake-up call. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments and let me know what platform capabilities you want to wake up to next. I'm Chris Carolan, and this has been Wake Up with Customer Platform. Now go build something amazing.